episode of Hey Mama, where we talk all things motherhood and female empowerment. We've got this next juicy episode with what happens in my story next.
Yeah, so let's talk about that time that you, of all people, didn't want to come into the cafe.
So those that know me know that I am quite the social butterfly, and I also love to go out to meals, cafes, restaurants, wherever. And, there's even been, friction in our relationship where I've actually said to Pete, I want to go out more, or this, that and the other. So here he is on Father's Day saying, all right, let's go out to a cafe and have coffee and eat and whatever, and then we'll go and play with the kids. Typical Pete, take the attention off on him and do what I want to do on Father's Day. And I was saying, I'm really tired. I've woken up feeling really off and not feeling quite well. And I'm thinking, I'm just tired from having a baby that doesn't sleep.
Yeah. If you listen to the last episode, you have that background story.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, I'm just feeling a little tired. I'm thirsty. Can't quench my thirst. Anyway, so we get in the car. I just do my normal routine anyway, and jump in the car and we go to the cafe. By the time I got to the cafe, I was feeling absolutely awful. Like I've been run over by a truck. Yeah. And that is the way to describe it. So, and then body aches, body shivers all over me. So obviously I've got a fever and I'm coming down with something.
Yeah.
And Pete, whenever this happens, he's always still shocked by it, and he's still always taken aback by like, oh no, she'll be right. She'll push through it.
Yeah.
And so then when I actually said, I can't come into the cafe, I feel like terrible. I'm not well. And he's like, really? This is such a shock. And whenever it has happened. So he's like, okay, I'll just take the kids in. We're meeting Mum and Tom, and I'll take them in and we'll go and have the cafe meal and the coffee and stuff. And you're just going to stay here. And I'm like, yep, I'm just going to stay here.
Yeah, and that's when you reclined the seat and you went to sleep with your sunnies on.
Yeah, and it's horrible when you feel like absolute crap, where you don't want to miss out. You got this intense FOMO, but you cannot actually move your body. So that's where you were. That's where I was at.
Point.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's backtrack a little bit because there were warning signs in the lead up. It wasn't as though you just woke up that day and you were sick. Like, you were sick regularly.
Yeah, and I was ignoring it. And that's why I think you get quite shocked when I actually do say, fall down and say, I'm out.
Yeah.
tap, I'm out. And that's why you are shocked. So after we were talking about the next episode with the mirror up in my face and the little light bulb or that seed planted in my mind.
Yeah, so like a few weeks before that, I'd been the arsehole.
Yeah, you said that it's not normal. Like, we're doing all the right things. You're eating well, you're training, you're doing your absolute best of the knowledge that we have.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, it's me, it's something that I need to fix in me. So I went, and also I wanted help to see if it was me, and maybe it's my fault that my baby's not sleeping. So I went for outside help, more holistic help in terms of kinesiology, and if I could get some help there within whatever's happening in me emotionally, then maybe my baby will sleep and maybe I will get well. So because I had that seed planted from you, because I was training and feeling like rubbish, and I was getting cold sores every couple of weeks. Those were all signs. My skin was terrible. Those were all signs that I wasn't well. Wasn't a healthy mama. And so I went for this outside help, and she, in one of the first sessions, she said to me, the message here is you need to take time out for you. You're doing everything for everybody else and you're not focusing on yourself. You need to take time out for you. That was a repetitive sentence. And I was like, yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. I definitely did not do that.
Why do you think you didn't do that?
I just thought, I'll get there. Like I'll get there. I'll eventually take some time out for me.
Yeah.
And you know, even then I didn't really understand what that meant.
Yeah.
Did that how many mums think time taken out for them is going for a massage or a facial or eyebrow
away or
eyebrow treatment or a pedicure. It's all that exterior stuff that you think is taking time out for you. So then that's why I was like, well, you know what? We don't even really have the funds for me to go and get all these treatments done.
Yeah.
So I'll eventually get there to take time out for me.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I have a house to run.
Yeah, so that it's all well and good messages coming to you, whether they be through like a kinesiology session
or an accountability coach
or a meme on Facebook, a reel on Facebook. So they're nice messages.
Definitely, and you often ignore it.
But unless you're actually shown how to take time out for yourself, you don't actually go ahead and do that, do you?
Yes, that's right.
So that's probably why you didn't?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then was there any other influence as well, like maybe matriarchal stories that you had passed down, that you witnessed throughout your life?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That you just carry on? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's a very Australian way to...
soldier on. And you're a failure if you stop and sleep.
But you've got glory and you're a champion if you turn up sick to work.
Definitely.
How does that relate to motherhood though?
Well, it's just the same as what you're talking about. You turn up, whether you're sick or you're dying or you're dead. But even when we had a business in Anytime Fitness, I turned up because I'm a hero. We have a business to run or we have classes to run. So when you're sick, you just turn up. And I think COVID has actually turned this massive
I was going to say, isn't that
interesting?
Like there was a huge build-up to COVID, before COVID even came in and existed, there was this huge build-up of that rhetoric in the population, like turn up sick, do shit, and carry on, and then all of a sudden the universe was just like, fuck you world,
and
have a taste of this medicine.
That's right, and that happened to me. Yes, that happened to me. So it wasn't COVID, but it was glandular fever and severe and anemic and stuff because the universe and my body went, okay, you're not going to listen to this message, so I am just going to go and crash and kill you.
Yeah. So from the car park, what happened next?
We went to the park. Because that was the plan.
So we had breakfast.
You guys had breakfast and had coffee. I slept in the car, reclined my seat. You guys got back in. We said we were going to the park, and you know what? I'm a big believer in not saying to my kids we're going to do something and then not do it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to push through it. And I got out of the car, and there is a very, very vulnerable picture that I have, and it's hugging Miri, my firstborn baby, and I've got sunnies on. It's freezing, and it's September. I've got a jumper on, I've got a scarf on, and I'm just hugging her, and I'm just like, and that is the picture of my health just in the pooper.
Yeah.
And I can go straight back to that day. I'd hit rock bottom there. So then after that, my mum was there, and you were both just like, this isn't right.
Yeah, your mum was
something
worried.
is not right. And mum is the same as you. If there's something going on with me, and I've hit rock bottom, she's just like, nah, I'm very worried. So she asked you to take the kids home, and she was going to take me up to the doctors.
Yeah, but Logie didn't want to come with me.
No, so Logie is a stage 5 clinger. Now I absolutely adore it, and I think, no, you can forever be my clinger. But at the time, it's really tough. Like there's no stripping her away, and I suppose because she sensed in Mummy that something wasn't right, so she doesn't want to be away from me. No. Beautiful soul. And so she came up to the doctors with me. The doctor took one look at me in the lineup in those free clinics and the bulk billing free medical centres. I was sitting there with my baby and my mum, and she took one look at me, pushed me in line in front of everybody else, and she was a little Chinese doctor, and absolutely adored her because she was just like, you in here now.
Yeah.
And she took bloods. The bloods came back, and it turned out that I was severely anemic. My levels were in the 2, and you can't get any lower than that.
Yeah.
And I had glandular fever. That turned up in the blood test as well. I had lymph nodes or glands swelled up like golf balls. I couldn't swallow. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe properly. I had to have lidocaine numbing gel on my glands, so I could actually swallow and eat things. I was burning up, high temperatures for the rest of the evening, and it was very, very scary.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah. And the doctor's words were?
And the doctor did say to me, if you don't actually stop looking at my little one, and I was explaining to her what was currently going on in my life, and you know that I eat really well and all that kind of thing. And then she just said to me, if you don't stop what you're currently doing, you are going to get very, very sick.
Yeah. And I suppose for that was your final, okay, I'm going to do as I've been asked now, or told.
Yeah, because the way that my body was feeling, it was like, I've got to, it's someone saying those words, you've got to change.
Yeah.
And then the way that my body was feeling, it was a dramatic slap in the face.
Yeah.
It was a snapping point of, okay, I'm not doing well here.
Yeah.
It's not normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's confirmation.
There was confirmation of
assholeness.
Everything that was leading up to that day.
Yeah, and it's funny how in hindsight you can put all the dots together, but they're not there in front of you while you're going through it. The next episode, we're going to have a chat about the comeback from chronic fatigue. This woman right here, she built her best body ever after babies and after chronic fatigue. And this is a huge message of ours, is that you can do that. Mm-hmm. It's possible. We're going to talk about how that happens in the next episode, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Hey Mama. You can find all the relevant links, including socials, in the description section of this podcast. If you want to find out more information about how I can help you build your best body after babies, then visit my website, www.thefitmummethod.com, for more info. Lastly, before you leave here today, if you've enjoyed listening, then please subscribe and share so you can help me to reach out to those mamas that also need to listen too.